皆様明けましておめでとうございます。やってまいりましたよ。もうあっという間1月ですよ。今年もCardano Radioで盛り上がっていきましょう。いやでもすごいね、年明け早々にふさわしいゲストの方に来ていただきましたね。もうね、ブリンクラブズの仕入れもありますし、プラグマのね、ファウンダーのうちのね、5人のうちの、ファウンダーの一人であります。ここでね、同じ名前ですよ。クリスを呼んでみたいと思います。Hi Chris, thank you very much for coming to the show.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's nice. Actually, it's the first time of me having the Cardano Radio with like a video because we usually when we connect people abroad, we have like just bring them on Discord and just have the microphone. But yeah, it's kind of nice to see your face, see people's faces when we do the radio.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah, but thank you very much again for making time, and I'm really happy that you were able to make it from you got invited from Santi, and the show, how it goes is like at every fourth episode at the end we have the guest introduce us to the next guest. So I can be lazy to not find the next guest. No, but just kidding. But yeah, but thanks a lot. And, there's a lot of things to probably talk about. So maybe I would like you to do a little introduction about yourself for the Japanese community.
Yes, I am Chris Gianelloni. I'm the CEO of Blink Labs and one of the co-founders of Pragma. I started about 4 years ago as a SPO, and we switched from being an SPO into Blink Labs to be a software company. So we've been doing Go code for Cardano for the past 5 years now.
Wow.
It's very exciting.
Nice. I mean, so what was like the, because I couldn't really do like a whole history of you guys, but like how did you turn in from the SPO to doing a software company, like engineer?
Well, so we were already, software engineers to start with.
Yeah.
We were doing the SPO work because that was what really brought us into Cardano. And what basically made us switch was we had done some Catalyst proposals. And we didn't ask for a lot of money or anything, but we found that we were able to make much more money, right, by selling our software skills than by working as SPOs. So we decided to focus much more on that side and, use our skills a lot more than, just being an SPO. Being an SPO is a good job, but it is much more of a marketing job than it is of a technical job.
Yeah.
And that was something we didn't really understand. So decided to spend much more time on the development side of things rather than the marketing side.
Yeah, being an SPO, I myself started doing that about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, trying to promote, but it's fun. I like the the maintenance and this and that. But yeah, I'm not like a super big programmer, but I myself, I'm into the more or less like NFTs and music NFTs in that area, and I'm. Yeah, putting some of those up in Cardano network. And these days right now what I'm doing is I'm tackling the Midnight Network. Not enough info, but I actually today managed to put some NFTs up in the preview net, so I'm a little bit happy about that, and I can't wait to go to the main net and the next step as well. But yeah, sorry to cut you off, and you should be you're the guest. You should be the talking, not me.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. So aside from that, we do work in some other blockchains, all UTXO based. Probably the biggest thing that we do outside of Cardano that people know about is with the Handshake blockchain. So if you're not familiar with Handshake, go back for a super quick history lesson. Satoshi Nakamoto, after he created Bitcoin, one of the other things that he created, one of the other ideas that he had was Namecoin. And the idea of Namecoin was, he's like, Bitcoin decentralizes money. So what we want to do is we want to decentralize naming right? Because banks, and central banks, all that's what Bitcoin's supposed to get rid of. Well, Namecoin was supposed to get rid of the centralized authority over domain names, DNS names on the internet.
Yeah.
So, like whatever.com and those sort of things. All of that stuff managed by a central authority now. And so the idea of Handshake is it is an implementation of essentially Satoshi's Namecoin. So it is a blockchain specifically for this one purpose of decentralizing the root of trust for names on the internet. So we do a lot of work with that, and we've been building code to integrate Cardano and Handshake in a lot of ways. We actually have a couple Catalyst proposals that are related to that we've been working through, and we've been working with the Cardano Foundation pretty heavily on their recent work about DNS. They put in a not a treasury proposal, but a info action to gauge the community's support for them to go to ICANN, this centralized authority, right, to put in a bid to be the masters, the owners, the caretakers of the .ada.
Yeah, Cardano.ada.
Yeah. So we've been working with them pretty heavily on that. We're part of the advisory group with CF. We've been working with them and advising them on that side. So I would say a lot of our stuff still kind of goes to like our operations roots. So most of my team are a bunch of platform engineers, which is also why we're very heavily into Go, is because almost all of your cloud native technologies, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, all these things, they're all written in Go. So we had a very strong Go leaning when we came in, and we've been building out all of the Go ecosystem around that. And but with that, we, like I said, are mostly platform infrastructure people. So a lot of our cakes and things like that come from that. And we're also we've been working in internet for a long time. So we've got a VPN service that we just launched. So a lot of our stuff is things you would consider more classic internet, right? Domain names, which, I like to remind people were the first NFT. Right? It's a domain name.
Yeah.
Right. You got a domain name. Well, no one else can have that same domain name, right? It's unique. And these were the first assets, digital assets. People were buying, trading, and flipping, and they created marketplaces for and all of this sort of stuff. So it's kind of interesting to take things back and actually building NFTs for domain names, which were essentially originally the original NFT.
Yeah, if you think about it, I didn't, look at that kind of perspective. Yeah, you're completely right. The originators of the NFTs, right, are the domains. Wow. So I don't know. So you've been in this industry for a very, very long time, like you said.
Yes. We let's see. I started my career in Linux and Unix stuff. Almost 35 years ago.
Wow. It's
been a little while, right? Yeah. And so I mean, and I started at an internet service provider. So and a telco. So classic internet. I was there helping build out a lot of the transition from copper and what we called POTS, which was the plain old telephone system. The old system that was all landlines and and all of this stuff. Before everyone else switched to mobile phones and doing things over the internet, all of the providers switched first, right? So instead of having these big copper cables ran everywhere between everything, they started moving to IP-based, internet-based, but it was over private lines, connectivity. And so we were building out a lot of that stuff. And what I mean is, fun things like actually realizing that the dial tone that you hear when you pick up a phone, right? That's like a computer program. So someone wrote a computer program that goes beep, that makes that noise. But it's every single bit of all of those things, all the tones, everything that goes into that system is all computerized. And it was essentially a lot of the building blocks. So it's kind of fun seeing Web3 go through what I feel like is the same kind of growing pains we went through with the internet. And in a lot of ways, they have to solve some of the same problems, right? Because we're doing things differently now. So it's okay, well, last time we did it that way. This time, how do we do it this way? And there's a lot of lessons to be learned from, what I would basically say like the old school internet.
Yeah.
When I joke about some of the things that we do, like I say, it's like, well, the things that we're doing aren't Web 3. They're not even Web 1, because like DNS existed before the web existed, right? So a lot of the classic infrastructure stuff is a lower layer than that, right? It's almost like we talk about blockchains. We talk about like layer ones, layer 0 as an idea, right? This is essentially that first layer of before you've even really put anything on top of it yet.
Wow. How was like the transition? Like, you said after, being a computer tech developer and, coming into Cardano and probably, the blockchain area, maybe it might have been one of the first ones after the Bitcoins and stuff. Was it like an easy transition to just jump into Cardano? Because like the language itself is a little bit different too. And how was it for you?
Yeah. So one of the reasons why we write Go is because we're not exactly big fans of Haskell. So I mean, like that was part of it. It is coming in and writing. As far as Cardano itself, there's definitely a lot of complexity. It is a extremely complex and multi-layered creature, so to speak. It is definitely, having worked with other blockchains, it is definitely the hardest blockchain to write for. It has, like I said, a lot of complexity. A lot of that has gone into the design, but a lot of the complexity is surfaced to people, right? So it is harder to work with. That being said, a lot of us were already distributed systems people. So moving from, distributed to decentralized, right? Is not nearly as much of a leap for most people as switching from basically like single to distributed, moving to a distributed system. My team is essentially a lot of Silicon Valley engineers. Most of us had worked previously at startups out in Silicon Valley. Like I've worked at like Microsoft and Yahoo and Apple and like that at very, very large scale. So, we're bringing a lot of those things and bringing a lot of that kind of idea to Cardano. And it's very interesting. This is where, we see that different worlds don't always mesh very well. But what I mean by that is a lot of times we see people making some of the same mistakes that we've already learned. But, we're making the same mistakes again. And that kind of comes with, as we said, we're reinventing something that already exists, but we're doing it differently. And so sometimes it also means you're repeating the same mistakes. You're having to do the same learnings. So it's very interesting. It's fun. We like working in Cardano. It's definitely one of the most challenging places to work. And we're super excited to see, like what kind of changes we really start seeing now with partner chains taking off. I mean, we've talked about Midnight, and of course, Midnight is the main partner chain people are going to think about. You talk about Cardano because of it coming from IO. But I think we'll start to see even more chains, more partner chain type systems being built, where people are building their special purpose chains or whatever, that are attached and rooted into Cardano.
True, yeah. But I mean, Midnight's, it's been there, it came out this year, but, it's been planned and thought out for a long time, and it actually serviced out. But, not being a tech myself, I understand how much hard work that went into it, It's amazing. One thing that's really amazing is it's already on the exchanges, but it's not even on the mainnet. So that's kind of confusing for me as not being a professional, but to understand all the concept of how that is working. But yeah, but still, I think it's a great area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you taking part of like working with any areas with Midnight as well, or? At the moment,
a little bit. So we're going to be building out our own validator soon. So first, through our software, we're trying to duplicate most of the stuff and write most of the stuff so that we have compatibility in our own software. But aside from that, we do have a SPO that we partner with pretty heavily. We work with a bunch of SPOs, but we have one that we explicitly partner with. So they're essentially the Blink Labs SPO, but they're not, right? Like they're their own SPO. But if anyone were to say, you know, like, oh, who should you stake with or whatever, we're going to say OTG, right? Off the grid, our stake pool operator. He helps us also. He's our operator for our Apex Fusion pools. So we have a testnet and mainnet on Prime, Apex Fusion. So he's our operator for those pools. And because Midnight requires, having a Cardano SPO to be a Midnight validator, what we were planning on doing and have been working towards is essentially splitting the responsibilities. So he's the Cardano SPO and we're the Midnight SPO. So we're going to be hosting all of the Midnight software side of it, whereas he's got Cardano software side of it. And so our validator will be rooted in his Cardano stake pool.
Wow, so you got lots coming in 2026, and that's only just the beginning of it. Wow, it's amazing. It's already been 15 minutes. I mean, time flies really quickly, and it's kind of scary. But I really hope you can stick around for 3 more episodes after this. And if you can teach me and the Japanese community about a lot of things you're doing, because the first episode that we did, I had to do a lot of listening because I didn't want to lose anything you said. But yeah, I somehow managed to keep it going for 15, 16 minutes. So yeah, I think I did a good job for the week 1. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for coming. And I want to just, learn lots and lots more from you next week. So thanks for joining in. I will see you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Hoskinson's vision, a blockchain well raw. Ouroboros staking, securing each block. Energy efficient, no miners round the clock. Hydra for scaling, Mithril for speed. Smart contracts later, serving the need. Millions of wallets, adoption and in play. Cardano grows stronger with each passing day. Governance voting, treasury flows. Chain hard fork, the community knows. DeFi's alive, liquidity streams. Cardano's building real world dreams. ADA, we rise on your wings. From blockchain roots to real world things. DeFi, governance, Midnight align. Cardano's vision, the future defined. DJ for stability, Indigo's right. USDA come and trust decentralized. Decks are trading, pools stay deep. Stake, delegate, rewards to keep. Midnight with us, protecting the right. Privacy balance with laws in sight. Identity verified, freedom intact. Zero knowledge whispers guard every act. From Voltaire's voice to Treasury song. On-chain decisions where